final. Felix pitches a beauty. They can't get run support. Oh, man, that's tough.
It was tough, and you look at the National League rules, and the Mariners felt that last night. You mentioned Felix really threw the ball well, but a couple of opportunities to help himself out, getting some bunts down. They weren't able to do that last night. It was costly, especially when you lose the game by 1, 2-1 ball game all the way around. That being said, offensively, they have to get things going this afternoon.
Absolutely, a must-win today. As we take a look at the pitching matchup today, it's Erasmo Ramirez against Joey Lucchesi.
Well, for Erasmo, his fastball at 90 miles an hour, cutter. He wants to get to his changeup. He has really pitched well in his last 3 outings, 6 innings, allowed just 1 earned run in his last time out. So I think if he can command the strike zone away from these hitters, it looked to me last night watching them, they're trying to do a lot of damage, pulling off the ball quite a bit. Felix was able to take advantage of that. With the way that Erasmo has been commanding the fastball, I think this is a good matchup for him.
Joey Lucchesi, last year's San Diego Padres minor league pitcher of the year.
Number 2 overall pick in 2016. His fastball also at 90 miles an hour. He will pitch at the top of the strike zone. So for the Mariners, they're going to want to try to get him down. When he has stayed away from walks, he has pitched well, but he can get wild at times. Heard a term today, Dave, a churve. He has a changeup that actually acts like a curveball, so I'm anxious to see what that pitch is going to look like. He will use the fastball and the churve quite a bit.
He was a big strikeout guy last year, 2 stops in the minor leagues. Got to have this one today. Surfs up right here in San Diego. For the Mariners, it's about getting wins. First pitch is straight ahead. Ford Stores by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting the legendary Boz Skaggs September 15th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. By Jet Closing, buying a home, Jet Closing can save you time, money, and stress. Visit jetclosing.com today. And by Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. That is a recreation of an iconic moment at the end of World War II, Times Square, New York City. So we get you ready for Mariner baseball. Game 2 of a 2-game set. Send it back to our studios and Angie Mente. Gorgeous San Diego, California. It's our final day here, and the Mariners really need to get a W as we welcome you to Mariner Baseball. Game 2 against the Padres. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew. Gorgeous day here at San Diego in August. What else would you expect? Boys know what's at stake here as they keep an eye on the scoreboard with Houston and Oakland playing this afternoon. Let's take a look at the Mariner lineup for this afternoon.
Mitch Haniger going to lead off again. 22 home runs on the year for Mitch. Changing the lineup. Segura move up and hit second. Robinson Cano back in his normal 3 spot. It was good to see that. Mike Zunino hitting 7th in the lineup. He was 2 for 3 in last night's ball game. Joey Lucchesi, the 25-year-old, going to make his 21st start of the year. A 3.74 ERA, 105 strikeouts and 98 2/3. Opponents hitting 248 off of him. He has given up 16 home runs this year. The defense playing behind him. Manuel Margot will get the start in center field. Jankowski, who started in center last night, is out of the lineup. Luis Urias made his major league debut at second base, back in the lineup today, and Austin Hedges will do the catching. Lucchesi in his last outing against Colorado, he went 6 innings, gave up a couple of earned runs, just 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. He threw 81 pitches. Mitch Haniger is hot hitting. He's staying in the leadoff spot, even though there's been a couple of changes to the lineup. Has really swung the bat well since he's been in the leadoff spot. 22 home runs on the year.
It's been a revelation in that leadoff spot, no doubt.
Average up to 281 now.
We're in that territory, Mike.
Yes, we are.
Down to the final few games, and every little play is critical.
Well, counting today's game, the Mariners have 30 games left on the schedule. So all of them critical, especially after today. You want to take care of your business today and then go into that 4-game series with Oakland through the weekend.
Here's another guy they're facing for the first time, too.
He's got a report on him as he likes to throw his fastball at the top of the strike zone, so they'll try to get him down in the zone. If he gets wild, it'll be up out of the zone. Typically, he's on the plate.
And we are underway. Strike 1.
We'll mix his fastball in at about 64% of the time, and his changeup. An occasional curveball.
81 degrees here, first pitch. So fouled back. Haniger 1 for 4 in last night's game.
We were talking about it last night, how critical these games remaining are. And even Scott Service mentioned it when we were in Arizona, and it's the reason why Nelson Cruz is in the lineup and playing right field. Obviously no DH, but they need his bat.
Hey, you need your best.
Yeah, Nelson with a home run last night. That was the offense for the Mariners, a solo home run to left center field.
Athletics rallied to take a 3-2 lead, and now the Astros have tied it at 3, and they have the bases loaded. A rubber match in that series. How about the, you know, it was interesting, we're talking to Mark Sweeney, who does telecast for San Diego, and he said that Lucchesi has an unusual windup, and it really is. In terms of first, again, seeing him for the first time, you got this whole thing coming at you.
Well, yeah, to your point, this is the difference. When you go in, you look at the scouting report and you watch some film, and there's some deception to what he's doing. It's a pretty good changeup right there to get a strikeout. Difficult to pick the ball up probably the first time that you go to the plate, so you want to be patient and see if you can pick up the baseball as early as possible, because it's a different delivery than you're used to seeing.
Cahill just walked in a run, so the Astros lead at 4-3. And Bob Melvin coming out to get Cahill. And Cahill's had a lot of rough times against the Houston Astros, even back when he was with the Cubs. Here's Gene Segura, 2 for 4, moved up to 4th in the American League. That is an unusual windup for Mr. Lucchesi, 25 years old, out of Newark, California. 2 stops minor leagues last year. Put up a record of 11-7 in 2 spots. And Mitch giving some intel to the fellas down there. 148 strikeouts and 139 innings. And very few walks, 36.
The Mariners were really aggressive last night swinging the bats. I think you'll see a little more patience out of them today.
Ball fouled off.
Jacob Nix, young pitcher, was able to pitch into the 9th inning last night because the Mariners were so aggressive, keeping his pitch count down. I think because of this delivery, they're going to want to take a look at Lucchesi, at least the first time through the lineup.
And what are you looking for specifically as you put this guy under the microscope, so to speak?
Well, I think the first thing is because it's a unique delivery, there's a timing issue. When you're going to get started at home plate, Gene does not have the big leg kick like a lot of guys do, so it's probably not as big a deal for him. But then what window is that baseball coming out of? How early can I pick it up? The sooner you can pick it up, the better. Slow things down.
And you're looking for, you're looking right there.
Where's the release point at?
Yeah.
Yep.
2-2. Back up the middle, base hit. And the hit machine checking in. Gene Segura. That's hit number 1,000 in his big league career. And congratulations. Hope they got the ball.
Hit machine indeed.
He threw the ball to the. Did he throw the right ball out?
No, he's asking for it over there. Don't mix him up because the kid has a couple of other baseballs in his hand.
There we go.
There we go.
Because, Lucchesi threw it to his dugout. I was like, dude, wrong dugout. Felix has got it. Congratulations to Gene Segura. Here's Robbie Cano. Runner goes, quick break.
Great jump.
And Gene is in there easily.
He went on the first move, steals it no problem at all.
20th bag of the season. Been caught 10 times.
As soon as he was able to get that baseball out of play, I think he made up his mind he was going to steal right away and gets himself into scoring position. Didn't try to read him at all, just went on the first move.
So Cano with an RBI opportunity. I was talking to him yesterday about batting in the 2 spot. He says, no big deal. Spent so much time in his career batting in the 3 hole. Robbie 0 for 4 in last night's game. StatCast, AI powered by AWS. That hit by Segura, number 158. 4 behind J.D. Martinez of Boston for the league lead. That's another thing. Now that Lucchesi's in the stretch, all eyes on him for that. See if they can pick up any more information.
I'll be curious. Just watching him here, first couple of batters, he does have a little bit of a turn, so you see his back, you'll be able to read his name basically, and then he kind of throws across his body a little bit too. See if it's the same. It is the same. So it'll be more difficult, I would think, for the left-handed hitters. Although this year lefties are hitting him better at 266, right-handers at 243.
He's giving up a lot of home runs to right-handers, 15. Home plate umpire today is Jerry Lane with Ben May at first, Greg Gibson at second, Vic Carapazza at third. Veteran crew. One and 2 to Cano. And that'll get down, base hit. Segura, boy, it took a weird line to third base. Throw cut off by Hosmer. 1-0 Mariners, RBI, Robbie Cano.
Good to get on the scoreboard early. So mixing up the lineup, hitting Segura second, moving Robbie to third, pays off with this solid base hit. Lines it into right field. Segura runs through the stop sign.
Looked like he was running through a minefield. Usually you see him run a straight line and then he makes his little turn at third. Stumbled or something.
He was looking over his shoulder is what he was doing, watching the right fielder. And Reyes, the right fielder, has a strong throwing arm, but it was off line, so they had to cut it, and that's the reason why he was able to score without a throw at the plate.
Nelson Cruz, 9th inning home run last night.
No relay at all. So it was a good read by Segura.
Also, it looked like Reyes couldn't get the ball out of his glove. Nelly with home run last night, his 32nd, his 80th run batted in. For Robbie, his 28th. Hit hard right field, and Reyes is right there. Two away.
We'll bring up Ryan Healy. Ryan was out of the lineup last night. Cano was at first base. D. Gordon getting the afternoon off today. Cano at second. And Maben is in center.
Pretty good August for Ryan. 268, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs in 20 games. Here's a question I have for you. He's hitting 310 daytime, 212 nighttime. Got an explanation? I know a lot of times in baseball there aren't. And is this one of those cases? Because you know you can use that card if you want.
Outside of some sort of eye issue that I don't know of, I would say it's just one of those years it's worked out that way.
Yep.
Although there are players that would prefer one or the other, either hit under the lights or in the daytime. And maybe that's the case with Ryan, but it certainly is worth talking to him about, and I will. But I think most of the time it goes year to year, really.
So former Mariner Sean Kelly just got out of a threat, a Houston threat. Got Altuve. And Correa on the fielder's choice. So they got there for Sean Kelly. That's a heck of a bullpen the Mariners are going to be facing beginning tomorrow night. A tremendously important 4-game series. Obviously, we got to get through this one and hopefully win this one.
They can really shorten the game on you with the additions they've made to their pen.
So AJ Hinch talk about that today. We're asking about, your starters, their starters. And the first thing AJ said, hey man, look at their pen.
Yeah. Well, and I think when you look at Oakland, and they've gone through a number of starters because of injury. And we talked about Anderson and Minaya now going on the disabled list. But even though they're having to call up some kids from the minor leagues, they're just asking them to go 4 or 5 innings.
Hey, Edwin Jackson, the veteran that's been around forever, has pitched his tail off.
Yeah, Fires has as well. Jackson's ERA, 3.03 ERA for Jackson.
Veteran presence, couple of them, he and Fires.
Casey typically will not pitch deep into the ball game. He's around 5 innings, maybe 6 if he's efficient. This will be the 20th pitch here in the first.
Galvis boots it. Everybody's safe.
Difference a day makes. He made every play at shortstop last night.
Supplemental board here for the Mariners.
To his backhand side, right up the heel of his glove. He was going to still try to throw it to second base, but then he dropped it a second time.
Base hit. We go back to the point you're talking about. Casey doesn't get deep. That's the era of baseball we're in now.
Yeah, and
I mean, how many you're going to find? What, 10, 15 guys that generally are going to get deep into ball games?
You have to have some time in this league before they'll let you go. That's for sure. And he's 25 years old. Was drafted a second player overall in 2016. So a young arm. And they're just trying to take care of him. But, we've talked about the same thing with Marco Gonzalez. Just went on the disabled list. For Marco, they were watching his innings. Even James, same thing.
Here's the guy the Mariners have been saying it for a while, and he knows it as well as anybody, Kyle Seager. August, the numbers aren't good. 183, 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. But, you mentioned when we were getting ready for the game, he always has that one big streak. Maybe it's coming.
He really hasn't had one this year where he's been super hot, and typically every year, he'll get off to a slow start, but then somewhere along the way, whether it's June, July, August, he will get hot. And he just hasn't had that time yet this year, that long stretch getting base hits. Edgar Martinez constantly working with him. So hopefully he'll finish up really strong. Extra base hits, his power numbers, they're all fine. Just that batting average.
219, lowest in his career. Used to seeing him minimum 255, 260.
Casey throwing a lot of pitches.
Blowing out towards right. Here's the catcher going to throw down Hedges and throw to Hosmer, and that'll do it. Mariners get on the board. It's 1-0. Padres coming to bat. Good looking Freddie Galvis batted in the 7th spot last night, went 0 for 3. Today, leadoff man against Erasmo Ramirez, and here's the rest of the Padre lineup.
Galvis has some pop in his bat. He has 11 home runs on the year. Eric Hosmer will be the cleanup hitter. 13 home runs for him. He is 4 for 7 with a couple of home runs against Ramirez, so Erasmo will want to be careful with Hosmer. Hunter Renfroe hitting 5th, has 16 home runs. For Erasmo, a 4.56 ERA this year, 18 strikeouts over 6 walks. Opponent's hitting .267 against him.
Erasmo with 3 games, 2 starts previously against San Diego, 0-1. First start here since June 19 of 2014. Galvis, a switch hitter. Already hitting .218 left-handed, .295 right-handed. Boy, the names are popping all over, Mike. You got Andrew Miller on the DL for the Indians. Braves just acquired, thinking about, coming very close to acquiring Rene Rivera, backup catcher. Charlie Morton, 10-day DL, activate Chris Davinsky. August 31st deadline coming up. Get guys on your roster and have them active for the playoffs.
You mentioned Morton in this division. We talked about Minaya and Anderson going on the disabled list for the A's. Of course, Marco Gonzalez just going on the DL. Hopefully, we're going to see Paxton this weekend against the A's, coming back off the disabled list, and that's going to be trouble.
That's a base hit for Freddie Galvis. Beats the shift in a big way.
Kyle Seager was out at the shortstop position, and Erasmo typically falls off the mound towards first, so no chance. Hit it right off the end of the bat, just a swinging bunt. Well placed. His average fastball at 90 miles an hour, cutter, changeup primarily, although he will use his slider and curveball from time to time. But he wants to get to his changeup. Well, he's hitting just 200 against the change.
Galvis doesn't run a lot. He's 6 for 11. Urias, 32nd ranked pro prospect according to Baseball America. Came up yesterday. First game in the big leagues. Ball found him immediately. First on the second pitch, Haniger grounded out to him. He made a nice play on it. .296 at El Paso in 120 games, 8 homers and 45 runs batted in.
Galvis, the switch hitter. Hosmer, left-handed hitter. Lucchesi, the pitcher, also a left-handed hitter. But all these right-handers in the lineup, one of the things that we saw last night was Felix was able to keep the baseball away from him, locate away, go to his curveball and changeup. think you will see Erasmo try to do the same thing with his fastball. It's a two-seamer. He'll start it off the plate away and run it back in on the corner. He also has a cutter that he will use away and his changeup.
Big tip of the cap, Felix Hernandez, his
really
performance last night.
Yeah, I agree. Really pitched well last night.
Infield looking for double play opportunity here. Out back. Here's Felix, 7 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts, the season best. I like the fact that he got deep too. 7 innings. Absolutely gorgeous day here in San Diego. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off.
It's supposed to be, what, 80, 81 degrees today?
81 right now. Little slugger. Getting his interval work in.
It's on the hill out past center field.
Get the hill work, right? And learn how to go backwards. Already good all-around athlete. Is he getting ready for football or baseball? Wow.
Charge right back up there.
I love watching. I love watching when they just start learning how to walk. It's a beautiful thing. In tight, full count.
7 pitches in the at-bat so far. Just Arizona, Erasmo went 6 innings, 85 pitches. The Dodgers before that, though, 90 pitches to get through 5.
Galvis pretty good speed. He's got a nice lead. He takes off. Pitch swung on and sent to center field. Here comes Maben. He's there to make the catch. Rios still looking. His first big league hit. Maben runs this one down.
Well, he squares it up. Ball had some carry to it. Line drive all the way out to center field. The rest of the defense. Robinson Cano will be at second base. They have to start at first. Ryan Healy back in the lineup at first base. And after the night game, Mike Zunino will do the catching this afternoon.
Will Myers 2 for 4 last night's game. Well, a converted outfielder. At the third base, put him at third base a few weeks ago. Galvis a decent lead. 0-1 pitch. Popped up out of play. Myers, a heralded prospect coming up with Tampa Bay back in 2013.
Lay off of a changeup.
Myers originally drafted by Kansas City and traded to Tampa Bay. Two and two. Will has faced Erasmo before. He's 0 for 3. Making them work.
Padres have really struggled offensively this year. They are 14th in the National League in average runs scored, 13th in home runs, 14th in walks.
And the numbers are not pretty. 51 and 83, 22 back.
And a lot of young players.
One nothing in a Robbie Cano. Top of the first RBI single to right. Shane Segura got aboard, stole second. Got aboard with career hit number 1,000.
Tried to locate the cutter that time and just missed the bottom of the strike zone. EQC Tracer had it just out of the zone.
Eric Hosmer is the on deck hitter. 3-2 pitch. When it goes, pitch swing on down the line. Foul. Galvis was flying. I mentioned the numbers not pretty for the San Diego Padre Ball Club.
It's the earned run average, 12 runs per game. They are 14th. Batting average, mentioned that one. It's a difficult year. Through a lot of changes, a process here in San Diego.
Well,
young players trying to see who can play.
they've made the playoffs since '06. On it goes again, and pitch is outside for ball 4. Little situation developing here. Couple men aboard.
Talked about Lucchesi having to throw a lot of pitches. That's the case with Ramirez right now. 20 pitches, just the 1 out. Hosmer walking to the plate. Hosmer is 4 for 7 with 2 home runs against Ramirez.
Talking about those Padre numbers, they haven't had a winning season since 2010. Hosmer, the big free agent signed during the offseason. Hit hard. That's going to tie it up as Galvis will scoot home. Myers to third. Hosmer sees the ball out of Ramirez's hand really well. He's now 5 for 8. It's his 56 run batted in.
Aggressive on a first pitch fastball right back up the middle. That was probably on the outer half of the plate, but elevated about belt high. Two-seamer. Ramirez Supermo and the swing by Hosmer.
Here's Hunter Renfroe. 1 for 3 last night. Got a little pop, 16 homers, 49 runs batted in, 20 doubles. Tied ball game at 1-1, runners at the corners.
Now that he is ahead, he can expand the strike zone next couple of pitches. Doesn't have to give him anything to hit. Change up down out of the zone, elevate the fastball or the cutter off the plate away.
Ball 1. Straight up infield and outfield here for Renfroe. 1-2 pitch.
He's not had a feel for that changeup. Myers hitting, he almost hit him with it a couple of times. That was inside, and he's trying to throw it on the plate, but down.
Easy play here for Maben. Here's the throw. Healy will cut it off. One scores, sac fly for Renfro. 2-1 Padres. 50th RBI for Renfro. Two away. Here in the first inning, Hedges will be the sixth man to the plate. Not a lot of success, as you saw 154 in interleague play. Mariners 6-11 in interleague play. Padres 3-11.
Hedges 234 overall with 11 home runs.
See the Padres again mid-September, September 11th for night game, and the next day a 3:40 start. Off the fifth, Healy will take care of it. So the Padres answer back immediately. It's 2-1 San Diego. The Mariners welcome Giancarlo Stanton and the Yankees to Seattle for a weekend set beginning Friday, September 7th. It's bound to be one of the most exciting series of the summer. Let's get your seats before they're gone at mariners.com. Beautiful day here in San Diego. 81 degrees, just perfect. So the Mariners' responses, bottom third of the order coming up, Zunino, Maben, and Ramirez against Joey Lucchesi, 25-year-old rookie left-hander from Newark, California.
And both starters a little bit shaky in the first inning. Lucchesi threw 24 pitches, Ramirez 28 pitches.
That's a lot. Zunino, a couple base hits last night, 2 for 3.
Mentioned Lucchesi from California. He might be a Kershaw fan.
Yeah, right.
When he gets started, you can see his hands high above his head.
Good call.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Man,
not at all.
Man.
Right there.
Well, it was worth a try, right? And he liked it. Off the end of the bat, Hosmer will take it himself. I can't think of a right-hander that does that. Kershaw.
Not as extreme as this one is. He is stretched out as far as he possibly can, and Clayton's the only one that I've seen do that.
Yeah, I mean, Lucchesi's 6'5". It feels like we're going for a rebound or what? Here's Cameron Maben. 19th game as a Mariner, hitting at 210. He hit 251 at Miami.
Back in the lineup because of the left-hander.
Well, you can see how he can throw your timing off. You're seeing him for the first time.
And especially that fastball at the top of the strike zone. To try to get him down. You see the fastball up in the zone a little bit easier, and you think you can get to it. And you'll end up late.
Good looking breaking ball, 0-2.
That was the churve.
Yeah.
Change up curveball. He calls it the churve.
You know what else I just noticed too? When he does that extendo deal over his head, it's got to be a lot more difficult if he does a tell in terms of watching him grip the ball and watch the movement. You know, a lot of times guys will give it away in the glove.
That's why he has it turned. Just he doesn't turn it at all or turn it sideways because he doesn't want to do that. So you can't see in there at all. But he better be careful with it. You're right about that. Just missing the top of the zone with a fastball.
One and two to Maben, one out, nobody on. Check that swing. And by the time he comes down, he's got it set pretty well. 2-2. Center fielder Margot shaded towards right center for Maben. Hit it sharply right to Will Myers. Didn't get a lot on that. Maben made that a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. 2 down. Take off for the Bay Area. Wade LeBlanc takes on Frankie Montas. CenturyLink bringing you what's next. Wade looking for win number 8. Turned in a good performance last time out. 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 92 pitches for Wade. The Mariners 4-3 win Saturday at Arizona. Broken bat, foul ball off the bat of Ramirez, is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts as a hitter this season.
Well, today he's going with just the 1 batting glove, so maybe that'll make things a little bit better for him. I mentioned Will Myers, and he's kind of nursing that ball across the diamond. This young man that had played the outfield and eventually was moved over to first, but because they signed Hosmer, they'll find a place for him to play. They have young talent in their outfield, so they put him over at third base. So he doesn't look real comfortable over there yet.
Put in play. Rios. Mariners go quietly in the second. 2-1 San Diego. All right, Angie, thank you. Clint Dempsey, great player. First pitch from Ramirez to Fredmil Reyes. Ball one, bottom third of the order here for the Padres.
Or Ramirez, 28 pitches in the first inning, giving up a couple of runs.
Seager cuts it off. Good stretch by Haley, got him. Well done on that play. In celebration of his 50th save, and manager Scott Service's new due, Edwin Diaz saves you money. Join Electric Eddie at Safeco Field this Monday at 6:10 with a $15 ticket special that includes the limited edition t-shirt. It's all thanks to Great Clips. Tickets at mariners.com/Diaz. You made a good point, Mike, about you're from the Seattle area, the Great Pacific Northwest. Look at the schedule. Find out when the Mariners play. Book a trip as Margot steps in. Well, next year, I don't think you're going to like this.
Okay.
April 23, 24, a Tuesday, Wednesday. Not a weekend, not wrapped around a weekend.
There are worse things than having your birthday in San Diego.
24th. Attaboy. Look at this. Look at this. Gone and a 3-1 lead. Manuel Margot, his 7th home run.
Jankowski was the starter in center field, and he led the game off with a home run last night. Margot now getting the start. Jankowski out of the lineup, but he also gets a home run in his first at bat. His 7th home run on the year. Going to get a pitch that's middle end.
3-1 ball game. Casey, the pitcher, 2 for 27. Eighth home run given up by Ramirez. Two 2-0. Three and 0, not what he had in mind to the pitcher. He was 2 for 27. Back with the strike. RBI single in the first, sacrifice fly by Hunter Renfroe after the Hosmer RBI single, now the home run. Full count.
Falling behind. 2 fastballs on the outer half of the plate. Should be one more. Throw it down the middle.
Two outs. Good prescription, doctor.
And here's a look at the home run. Margot into the second deck, 416 feet on the home run. Cutter that he wanted to go to the outside corner and left the middle in.
Top of the order, Freddie Galvis.
Good leadoff hitter, taking his time, letting his pitcher get a chance to get into the dugout.
Seager in on the grass at third. Got a base hit. Mariners were shifted over to the right. Basically hit it in no man's land. They couldn't make a play. Oh, 2 to Galvis. Ryan Haley getting the start for the Mariners. On 2 strikes. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Padres, a run on 3 hits for the Mariners. There's 2-2 to Galvis. Way outside.
Ramirez. His command just has not been there in the first 2 innings, and he relies on that. His fastball on average is at 90. Today we're seeing 87, 88. So he has to be able to locate. He was quickly ahead, but now full count.
Fouled back. Going to the top of the 7th inning, Astros 4, Athletics 3. Infield shifted over to the right now for Galvis. 3-2 pitch.
Well, thought he was going to have a quicker inning. Next pitch will be the 8th pitch of this at bat. Now 45 pitches for the game, working here in the 2nd.
Three-two. Swing and a miss. That'll do it. Damage done by Margot with a home run, his 7th of the season. The San Diego lead is now 3-1. Express buses. Plan your trip at soundtransit.org. Beautiful San Diego here. Mariners down 3-1. Mitch Haniger, Segura, and Cano. Top of the order here in the 3rd.
Second time through the lineup. We were talking about the Mariners taking a look at Lucchesi the first time through. That has now happened. Some kind of adjustments they're able to make.
And Margot, the center fielder who homered in the 2nd, so checking his defensive assignment. Haniger struck out on a 1-2 pitch to open up the ball game. Stung to the gap, right center field. Margot can't get it. One hop into the stands. Automatic double. 29th double for Mitch Haniger. Good start to the Mariner 3rd.
And he had missed a fastball his first time up, but talking about picking up the release point and for Lucchesi, the way that he turns and all the different things that he has going on in his windup. And Mitch was able to make an adjustment, squared that fastball up.
Good note right there. Leads the major leagues in hits since July 31. Here's Segura. Base hit the center, stole second, scored on the Cano single in the 1st inning. Bunt, popped it up, and Lucchese had it, dropped it. The catcher trying to recover. There's no play. Be a base hit. Another multi-hit game for Gene Segura. Boy, that's another one for him. That's 48, third in the league.
On a base hit back up the middle, his first time up. Hit number 1,000 in his career, and Lucchese not able to handle that bunt. It looked as if he was going to be able to catch it, but couldn't quite get to it. Right off the end of his glove, so a good situation for the Mariners. Bring up Robinson Cano. Robbie has driven in the one run for the Mariners. Had a base hit into right field, a line drive.
First mound visit for the Padres. Robbie on a 1-2 pitch singled to right field. And scored Segura in the first. An opportunity here. 3-1 San Diego. Like different approach, right? Second time.
Yeah, I think that they've all had a pretty good look at him and going to make their adjustments. A little bit late on the fastball, but I think it was because it was elevated at the top of the strike zone. Nelson Cruz waiting on deck.
Good speed out there in Haniger and Segura. One. We talked about the scouting report. Him, a lot of times has been high. It's pretty much come true.
Yes. He has been able to command the top of the strike zone with his fastball. He has pitched well this year, and when he's missing, he's typically missing up out of the zone, and that's when he's had some issues. Overall, a 3.74 ERA at the start of today.
Way upstairs, 3-1. Hard hit rate on changeups this month, highest in baseball. Big OPS number for him too. Robbie ready to roll here, 3-1.
In the changeup, he just had a changeup right at the top of the zone, middle of the plate.
And now 3-2 as Lucchese battles with Cano. Putting out 2 on. Nelson Cruz on deck. Can't believe it. Jerry Lane just ring him up. Third strikeout for Lucchese.
Borderline set up on the outside corner. It was not too high. He thought it was off the plate away. Austin Hedges, the catcher, doing a good job of framing that pitch, but it was borderline.
Here's Nelly lined out to right first time. Just outside, 1-1. Haniger double, a single by Segura on the bunt. Ellie in the driver's seat, 2-0. Can you feel the high anxiety on the bench, or is there, in a situation like the Mariners are in right now, where they got to win? They want to make
because of how important the situation is. No, I think for them that they're not thinking that way. I think right now they'd just like to see Nelson hit one out of the ballpark.
But say coming into the game, maybe pregame meetings or anything. I know it's game 2 of a 2-game set.
Knowing Scott, he tries to stay away from that. He'll talk more about these guys having fun and not trying to put that extra pressure on them. So I doubt that they are talking about those things in the meeting. I think they're just going to stay focused on the task at hand and move forward from there.
What about them amongst themselves?
Probably there are some conversations. Then, of course, you know, with the media that is in there before and after the game, and they're all asking questions about it. So they're aware of everything, and they're having to answer questions about it. But once you get in between the lines, you're playing the games, and it's not something that's on your mind other than trying to find a way to win today. And they certainly are aware of the fact that games are ticking off at the calendar, and they're running with fewer and fewer. We mentioned it, including today's game, they have 30 left. So it really is a sprint at this point, especially since they're behind the A's, trying to catch up with them and the big series that they have coming up, the 4 games this weekend in Oakland.
Good pitch for Nelly. Bounce it back to Lucchesi for 1, and they get the double play.
Laredo thought he beat it. Scott Service holding him up. Close play at first base.
Staying with Anthony Suzuki.
Nelson running hard the entire time. It's close.
Scott still has his hand up.
Yep. One more look at it. See when it hits the back of his glove. Primera Supermo. If it hits the back of his glove before his foot hits there, and it looks to me. I'm going to have him look at it. Nope, they're going to take a look at it. Unless there was a play at second base. I think maybe Chris Prieto, who's over at first base coach, as if he was pointing out towards second. So I'm not sure if there was something there with the timing of the play. Rios, the second baseman, as if he had his foot on the bag when he received the ball. I didn't see anything there.
We saw Greg Gibson, the second base umpire, come in with his hands out like, what are you talking about? He was out at second.
Every now and then the second baseman, when he was having to get a throw from the pitcher, there's the play at first base. Primera Supermo. And be interesting. I didn't see anything at second base.
At second base, I think you're okay, but you can make a case at first.
Yes.
I mean, Chris was immediate. Challenge this.
Well, Nelson's not leaving. He's still standing on first. Here we go.
Out. Wow. Take a break. Come back 3-1 San Diego. trying to get a split and then head to Oakland. Join us tonight for an exciting MLS matchup. Tune in at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Portland Timbers host the defending champion Toronto FC, and stay tuned after the match for our live post-game show. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. Luis Urias batting the 2-hole, followed by Will Myers and Eric Hosmer. Aaron scored in the first inning on a Cano RBI single. Quick answer by San Diego. Hosmer an RBI single. Sac fly from Manfred. And there is the first big league hit for Jose Urias. Here on Wednesday, August 29th at 1:42 Pacific.
Going to jam him a little bit, soft line drive, but they all count. And his first major league hit. Took the ball out of play immediately. And he can take a deep breath. Able to get that out of the way.
Feels good.
One of the top prospects in baseball.
Here's Myers. Fouls one off. Myers' first time up, he walked and scored. Rosmo Ramirez walked one strikeout. Ramirez ahead 0-2.
Everything inside. I'm not sure that's by design. There's been a breaking ball they left on the inner half. That was a changeup. Typically, if you're throwing the breaking ball and changeup, you want the ball away from the hitter.
Ball 2 strikes. Foul back.
It's the cut fastball, able to find the outside corner.
One and 2 here, trying to get Myers. Hosmer's on deck. Strike 3 called. No protest at all. Second strikeout for Ramirez. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Downtown San Diego, Kansas City barbecue. Luis Urias at first big league hit. Here's Hosmer.
Hosmer with a base hit back up the middle. His first time up, drove in a run. He's now 5 for 8 with 2 home runs against Ramirez. Going to be careful with him. Just missed the outside corner. Excuse me, just catches the outside corner for strike 1. That was a cutter.
Hosmer faced the franchise in Kansas City. Back-to-back World Series appearances. (2014) against the Giants in a fabulous series, and they come back and beat the Mets in 2015. Line drive to the gap. Haniger could not cut it off. Here comes Luis Urias. It's a stop sign from Glenn Hoffman, a double. For Eric Hosmer, 2 for 2 against Erasmo Ramirez.
0-2 count. Probably just off the outside corner. Hosmer covers it up. Pretty quick outfield, gets through the gap in a hurry. Haniger gets it in quickly though, keeps the run from scoring. Ramirez in trouble again.
It's outfield almost as fast as Texas.
There are the numbers against Ramirez.
So the Padres send up Hunter Renfroe, drawn in infield. He delivered a sac fly. First time up, big swing and a miss.
With the sacrifice fly, he has 50 RBIs on the year, 16 home runs.
Seager a little bit deeper. Down the third baseline for Renfroe.
Well, 0-2 again. He was 0-2 with Hosmer when he hit the double. Now quickly 0-2. We'll expect to see some pitches in the dirt or off the plate away.
All of 2 strikes. 4-4 ball game. Back and forth they go. Now the A's put up a run in the top of the 7th to tie it. Here's a high drive. That is way gone. Three-run jack for Hunter Renfroe. Driven in 4 today. 17th home run. Hunter Renfroe and the San Diego Padres a 6-1 lead.
A couple of mistakes. Back-to-back hitters when Ramirez was ahead in the count. 0-2 to Hosmer, 1-2 to Renfroe. I think it was the changeup. It is the changeup down 82 miles an hour. Ramirez supermo. He wanted that down out of the strike zone. That was just above the knees.
Pretty eventful 2 at bats for Hunter Renfroe. Sacrifice fly to 3-run homer. One out here in the inning. This one back up this way. Hedges with 11 homers, 28 runs batted in. Sharply hit left field. 0-2 count. And Hedges hits it hard.
And something Mel Stottlemyre out of the dugout. And that's 3 hitters in a row where he's been in command of the at bat and making mistakes in the middle of the plate. When Ramirez was here the first time around, that was one of the problems that he had. Able to get ahead of hitters, not put them away, throwing too many strikes in the middle of the plate. And we're seeing that today. We thought he'd solve that issue because he really pitched well in his last 3 outings. Able to put hitters away, but today it's just command issues for him.
Did mention earlier the changeup wasn't working for him. We're only in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that's what Renfroe hit out of the ballpark, the changeup that was above the knees in the middle of the plate. Reyes stepping in.
Previous 3 games for Erasmo, 1.13 ERA. Reyes grounded out to Seager. This one hit sharply. Holding at second is Hedges. 5th hit this inning.
This time it's going to be a cutter again, middle to middle away. 65 pitches, 46 strikes.
Fifth hit and fourth consecutively. Brings up Manuel Margot. He hit a home run, a solo blast, second inning. Home run to the left field stands. Elias is getting ready to start heating up. The other way, base hit. It's a hit festival here. Bases are loaded.
Now they're just being super aggressive. First pitch swinging. Fastball, middle in, inside out swing as he lines it into right field. We'll bring up the pitcher, Lucchese.
Elias has yet to throw a pitch. There now he's just tossed his first. Eighth man to the plate. 5 consecutive hits. 6 in the inning. Ball 1. Casey in a 3-2 pitch. Grounded back to Ramirez. Wow. Maben will be able to track it down and score a run. Casey picks up an RBI. And the Padre lead is now 7-1. First RBI in the big leagues here for Lucchese.
He missed with the first pitch, and then again, there's another fastball in the middle of the plate.
Hedges scoring. Top of the order, Freddie Galvis, 9th man to the plate. That is a mile high up there. Robbie Zundry. Damage aplenty. As they put up 4 runs to open up a 7-1 lead. And a reminder, Sunday, September 9th, Boeing salute to Kids Day. Mariners take on the Yankees at 1:10. Part of the fun, all kids 14 and under, they're going to get a Mariners growth chart featuring teammates James Paxton. Get tickets for the whole family at mariners.com. Work to do here for the Mariners in the 4th. Ryan Healy to lead off. Good daytime hitter this year, hitting at 310, 212 at night. He's got Seager and Zunino to follow. Hold on to this thought, Mariner fans. Last time we were here, June 2nd, 2016, Mariners won 3 out of 4. They were down 12-2 through 5 and came back to win 16-13. Wow. Man, that thing was hit hard, and what a reaction by Lucchesi, and he is hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That line drive was hit about as hard as you could possibly hit a baseball.
It's amazing he was able to get a react. Wow. Take as much time as you need to recover. You wouldn't wish that on anybody. Thank goodness he's a first-class athlete and was able to probably prevent even more damage.
It's one of the things that you and I have talked about it over the years. As a pitcher, you're just so close, and with as hard as these guys are throwing today and as hard as these guys are hitting the baseball, you just have no way to protect yourself. I don't care if you're in a good fielding position or not.
Exactly. That kind of MPH?
Well, yeah, we're showing exit velocities at 110.
Oh, man. Golly. .105.6.
You have no chance to protect yourself.
Yeah,
Thankfully, he's going to be okay and be able to stay in the game.
Scary. Maybe that. I think that's the hardest comeback we've seen this year. We've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Nick Vincent got hit. Pax. Boy. Here's Kyle Seager, struck out on an 0-2 pitch first time up.
And hopefully we'll see Paxton on the mound either Saturday or Sunday in Oakland.
Saturday, Felix, Sunday.
Good news to have him back on the mound.
That had to have been some kind of scare for Lucchesi, the ball coming back at him at that rate of speed. 0-2 here to Seager. On deck, Mike Zunino. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Padres, and run on 5 hits for the Mariners. Padres 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third. Mariners got their run first inning. Singer strikes out for the second time today. That's a fourth K for Joey Lucchesi. I mentioned 2 stops in the minors last year, combined 139 innings pitched, 148 strikeouts, 36 walks. Here's Mike Zunino.
Mike grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. Had a couple of hits last night.
Bounce it up there. 2-0. Well, Mariners certainly can use a spark here today. Can never predict baseball. That's for darn sure. We've learned that lesson over and over and over again. But you did look at the schedule. You couldn't help but notice San Diego having a brutal year. And here they're in position with a big lead, 7-1 after winning last night.
Aaliyah still throwing in the pen, so Ramirez is probably finished for the day. Tough day for him.
So Ramirez, not his day. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. The 1 walk did score. Give up 2 home runs, couple sac flies. Three-2 to Zunino. Off the glove of the catcher, Hedges. Casey, big kid, 6'5", 227, 25 years old, Newark, California. Padres minor league pitcher of the year in 2017. And Mike swings and misses. 5 strikeouts now. And that will do it for the Mariners here in the 4th. They go in order. Sports brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by the Laborers Union. Text jobs to 41411 for construction jobs in your area. Of course, the Navy, a big presence here, the USS Midway Museum, back here in San Diego. Well worth the trip if you come down here to San Diego, among many sights here in this fine city. Take a look at our beacon coming called to the pin. And it brings us Roenis Elias.
16 appearances on the year, a 3.82 ERA, and 30 2/3. He has 20 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .267. He's yet to give up a home run. His fastball has been in the mid-90s, 94 to 96 miles an hour. Curveball changeup.
So an unproductive outing by Erasmo Ramirez. And the Mariners offense has yet to start clicking. 1 run, 8 hits last night, and a 2-1 defeat. 7-1 today with 5 hits on the board.
Well, Scott Service wants him to keep the score right where it's at and give him some innings.
Here. 4th inning. Here's Luis Arias, who got his first big league hit last inning in the 3rd. 9 men to the plate, 4 runs on 6 hits, and they left 2. Dan Altavilla reinstated from the DL. Down the line, hit well. And it's gone. That's a home run. That's the kid's first home run. Well, back-to-back at-bats for rookie Luis Arias. The family digging that, and a base hit to right, and lines one just fair for his first big league home run.
They're going to have a conference or maybe take a look at it, because Nelson Cruz was yelling that it was foul. Elias thought it was foul. Robinson Cano thought it was foul, so we'll see. From where we were sitting, it looked like it was okay. In the conference about it. And now they're going to take a look at it.
Terry Lane, crew chief. Mark McGuire, the hitting coach. Wonder if those are family members. Hey, what? He did hit it hard. Play under review. Let's see.
I can see there, it looked as if it was fair.
I thought it was fair.
Yeah.
Hit it. Low angle shot. Big RPMs going down there. Might as well get a refreshment.
Water.
82 degrees here in San Diego, but with a nice breeze.
Urias, a base hit in the 3rd, his first major league hit. Now possibly his first home run. In the following inning, he's been one of their top prospects.
Yep, indeed. Baseball America said 32nd highest rated prospect.
Yeah, in all of baseball.
In all of baseball, indeed.
Hit the ball for an out earlier in the game to center field, and it really jumped off his bat.
That was the one that Maven had to go over towards left center.
Yeah.
And he had to stretch out. Man, Cam's got long arms and long legs, and the good thing he did.
That's some carry to it. Foul ball.
Yeah, it was a thrill for the kid and the family for a couple of minutes. Two minutes even on that umpire review. Long, loud strike. Bender for a strike. 1-2. For the breaking ball again. Liz throws him out. Watch the shadow on the foul pole below the black line. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, there's the shadow down below, right? Shadow, shadow, yeah. Here's Will Myers' walk, run scored, and a strikeout looking.
There's the changeup from Elias. That's been a much improved pitch for him to change up. He's always had the good curveball. Left Seattle, he worked on his changeup, and it's been apparent that it's paid off. His velocity is up too. We've seen him at times at 96 miles an hour.
You know, the other thing I noticed too, he looks bigger since when we saw him a few years ago. In a good way.
Right.
Ball and 2 strikes. Cruz coming over. Makes the play, 2 down. And that'll bring up Eric Hosmer. He was all over Ramirez. RBI single in the first and a hard hit double left center field. Hard hit single left center field.
Well, that's when things started to catch up to Ramirez. He made a mistake, an 0-2 pitch that he hit into the gap, and then it was a 1-2 pitch on the home run after that, and then another 0-2 pitch for a base hit that eventually scored.
And then Reyes and Margot were jumping on first pitches. Two out, nobody on here in the 4th. Dropped down on him, didn't work. Hosmer base hit, hard out of the box. Cruz gets a nice strong throw to the cutoff man, Robbie Cano. 3 for 3 day for Eric Hosmer. 2 outs, a man aboard here in the 4th. Mariners fans, save time and money when you use the Link Light Rail to come to your next Mariners game. It's both affordable and convenient with Safeco Field just 15 minutes from the UW station. 33 from Angle Lake. For more information, visit mariners.com/go. Brings up Hunter Renfroe. Sacrifice fly in the first, 3-run homer in the 3rd. Left field, it wasn't cheap. Ellie Cruz is under it, makes the play. That'll do it. Runner stranded. We go to the 5th. All Padres 7-1. San Diego, we're at Petco Park, 7-1 Padres. You heard right, 7-1 Padres. They won 2-1 last night. The Mariners need a monster rally going here. Cameron maybe he gets it started here against Joey Lucchesi. Struck out 5, hasn't walked anybody. Gave up a first inning RBI single to Robbie Cano.
For the Mariners, 1 run on 5 hits.
He has not had to sweat too much.
He's also stayed away from the walks, which can be a problem from time to time, but today in the strike zone.
Worst thing that happened to him was a comeback off the bat of Ryan Healy at 105.6 miles per hour that got him below the belt, if you will, and sort of scaring everybody and more scaring to him, but he survived it.
We've seen a lot of that. His fastball at the top of the strike zone. Change up down. Going back and forth with the 2 pitches. Really hasn't thrown his curveball today.
Struck out the last 2 men that he's faced. And 3 of the last 5. He's 1-2, and he's got Elias on deck. And Jerry Lane not giving the right hand, but David knows he's done. 3 consecutive strikeouts, 6 for the ball game.
3 pitches away from him and then painted the inside corner. Elias a chance to hit.
Elias, 30 years old, out of Guantanamo in Cuba. Second tour of duty, as you know, here with the Mariners. In his career, 0 for 4 at the plate with a strikeout. One-two pitch. Hedges will throw down to Hosmer. Completed. 4 consecutive strikeouts. He's got 7. Joey Lucchesi. Fans, our ultimate fan contest, it's almost over. Roots Sports will be looking for the ultimate fan in the state of Washington throughout the month of August. Send us a photo and story on our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan, and you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey, and more. For official rules, visit rootsports.com.
Haniger with a double his last time up. Ball out to right center field.
Nice little roll here by Joey Lucchesi. 7 strikeouts, striking out 5 of the last 7 men that he's faced.
.25 years old, young pitcher. Thrown 100 pitches 1 time this year. That was all the way back in April. Trying to take care of his innings. Number 2 overall pick, 2016.
Got a high target here.
Pretty much in the middle of the plate.
Mariners got a run on 3 hits in the first inning, left 2. Not much of a threat since then. 2 hits in the third, double play into that. And those account for the 5 hits. Strikes out this side. 6 in the last 8. He's rolling. Got a big lead too. 7-1 Padres. MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Beautiful city, particularly downtown here in San Diego, with the Mariners on the short end. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports Crew. Joey Lucchese throwing a gem through 5. He struck out 6 of the last 8 that he's faced. Austin Hedges, Franmil Reyes, and Manuel Margot against Roanis Elias, who took over for Erasmo Ramirez.
Hedges with a base hit, 1 for 2, has also scored a run.
Oh, 2 to the Padre catcher. And Elias strikes him out. That's his first. Mariners offense has really been stymied here in San Diego. Fine pitching performance by Felix Hernandez. Couldn't get him some runs last night.
Just the solo home run from Nelson Cruz last night. That was it.
And that was in the 9th inning with 1 out. No rumblings at all. Here's Reyes. Got him reaching for that 0-2.
Another changeup from Elias. His changeup will be 85 to 87 miles an hour and has some run to it. Gaining some confidence with that pitch. It used to just be the fastball and curveball, but he will use the changeup. He's going to it again.
A's and Athletics tied at 4-4, top 9. Two balls, 2 strikes here to Reyes. Eric Hosmer's had quite a day here for the Padres. 3 for 3 in RBI. 3 singles to all fields, and it did not hit him. It's close. 3-2.
And because Hosmer's 3 for 3, Renfroe, who's hitting right behind him, has 4 RBIs.
Sure does. Sac fly in the first, 3-run homer in the 3rd. Margot hit a home run, a solo blast in the 2nd. And Casey, the pitcher's got a sac fly in the 3rd. And he walked it. Time now for T-Mobile's Built for Baseball. Take you back to the 2nd inning. 0-1 pitch to Manuel Margot. Oh man, a hanger. He got all over.
Now breaking ball wanted it to be on the outside corner, left it middle in, and it was elevated for him, belt high. Seventh home run on the year.
1 out, man aboard via the walk, just the 2nd walk in the ball game. Strike 1 to Margot. 2nd time up, he got a base hit to right field. Played by Zunino. Back with another strike, 1-2. Erasmo Ramirez going just 3 innings, 7 runs all earned, 9 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Reyes came on in the 4th. Down the line, fair ball. Reyes to third, Haniger digging that out. Glenn Hoffman runs right through the stop sign, and he scores without a throw.
Haniger had a little bit of trouble getting it out of the corner, maybe underneath the padding.
So another RBI for Margot, his second today. 43 on the season.
Breaking ball just kind of hanging in the middle of the plate, able to keep it fair. He gets down into the corner where the shadows are. And he dropped it the first time, then picked it up.
Eight-1 ball game. In at the corners. Momentarily there, Seager and Healy. Casey with a sacrifice fly, center field. First time up.
Pitcher spot, the only spot in the lineup that hasn't scored a run.
He did account for one, though. That's a.
Yep, sacrifice fly.
Trying to remember, this is what the Mariners' 17th, 18th interleague game. Go back and see how many pitchers knocked in a run against the Mariners this season. If you looked at this series on your calendar, say a month ago, and looked at it with trepidation, now you know why. And Jerry Lane, when the punch out, he's raising the left hand. He's not doing anything with his right hand. So I'm looking for the right hand. And I think, yo, Jerry, what are you doing? It's a strikeout. Second one for Elias.
And he appears to be taking his time.
Come on, Jerry, you've been around a long time, man.
Maybe it's a little bit warmer down there on the field.
Oh, look at the breeze. His pants are billowing, for crying out loud. How hot can it be? Go back to Arizona. That was hot.
That was
Man. Top of the order, Freddie Galvis. Aben has to come in. He's there, makes the play. RBI double by Margot. Another run on the board for the Padres. 8-1 San Diego. Cascades. What a beautiful way to travel. Visit AmtrakCascades.com. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Beautiful day. The scoreboard, not so pretty. 8-1 San Diego. Segura Cano Cruz here against Joey Lucchesi, who continues on here in the 6th. He's got 8 strikeouts. And of the last 8 men that he's faced, he struck out 6, including striking out the side in the 5th. Gives him 5 consecutive in that run as well. So he has figured some things out, you might say.
Well, he's been a little more aggressive with his fastball. You look at all the run support. A pretty good changeup.
Gene with another multi-hit day. First inning, base hit to center, stole second, scored on the Cano base hit. Then he bunted in the 3rd.
So he hit it off of his shin, foul ball. Yep, right off the top of his shin. He's trying to walk it off.
Athletic trainer Rob Nodine talking to Gene. That guy.
Yeah, Mariners will fly to Oakland after the game, and he'll probably have some sort of compression wrap on that, keep it from swelling up on him.
So 2-1 here to Gene here in the 6th inning. Mariners got their run in the 1st. Padres 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. Center field for Margot, moving over into right center now. Reyes makes the play.
Let's see if Segura stays in the game. He was limping all the way down to first base.
Be nice to have him for all 4 games in Oakland.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they take him out of the ball game.
8-1. Romine will do a good job at shortstop. Here's Robbie Cano. First inning RBI single to right. Took a called 3rd strike in the 3rd inning. Strike 1.
Tyler White with a walk-off home run against the A's.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Beat the A's.
I watched him a lot in the last week. He's been very hot.
Yep.
Probably fouls one off. Got it into the Crawford boxes. 5-4 final. Crawford boxes in left field and a Minute Maid.
Familia on the mound for the A's.
Tyler White with a gamer. There's Romine. He's getting ready.
Yep.
Keuchel, 3 earned runs over 6 innings. Two and 2. Very Kershaw-like with the arms up in the air. 2-2. Full count. Nelson Cruz on deck. Nelly's lined out to right and bounced into a double play. Homered last night for the Mariners' only run.
32 home runs on the year for Nelson. Casey now at 85 pitch, so I think this might be his last inning. They've been real careful with him this year.
Walked him way outside. First walk by Lucchesi. Got 8 strikeouts. There's Nelly. With 8 strikeouts, Lucchesi one off his season best, which he did twice, once against the Giants in April and at the Cubs in early August. There's a drive deep to left on the track, and it's dying, and it's caught out there by Renfroe.
Hit that towards the end of the bat. Nelson, I think, knew it right away that it was going to be a little bit short. Just didn't have that sound when he hit it.
It sure didn't. It's one of those, this ballpark here for Nelly, if he got the right sound, if he'd hit it squared up, we're telling how far that thing could have gone. 2 outs for Ryan Healy. Infield hit and was retired. A comebacker that hit the pitcher Lucchesi below the belt. He recovered. It was 105.6 miles per hour. So 2 outs and runner on here in the 6th. Trey Wingeter starting to heat up. Two down, runner at first, 6th inning. Second baseman going back. Arias makes a play. Runner stranded in the Mariners 6th, trailing 8-1. Padres game 2 of this 2-game set. Hey, make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. Watch the Mariners pregame show every Sunday to find out your fan favorite plays of the week. Plus, each month, one lucky fan's going to win a Coors Light Yeti cooler just for participating. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Great tribute to the late, great Bob Hope. All the work he did with USO, entertaining the troops overseas during World War II and during the Vietnam War. Here is young Luis Urias, his first big league hit back in the third. Thought he had his first major league homer in the fourth. Did an umpire review and wound up tapping back to the pitcher. It's 1 for 3. Lined out hard to center first time up.
Andrew Romine is at shortstop. So Segura out of the game after fouling a ball off of his shin.
Good. Get some treatment now. Be ready for tomorrow night. Oh, this is stung. Gets out of the box quickly. Haniger will get it back in. Heading to count 2-0. He doubles his first major league double. First major league multi-hit game.
A lot of family here.
Such a thrill. Heralded prospect came up yesterday for his debut. Here's Will Myers, walked and scored, struck out looking and flied out to right. Just joining us, Erasmo Ramirez started, did not have it. 3 innings, 7 runs, all earned, 9 walks. 9 hits, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. Elias came on in the 4th. And he's given up a run on 3 hits. So Houston, Tyler White with a game-winning homer in Houston. They win the series 2-1. Mariners will take on the A's in Oakland. Right to Romine. Ball finds him pretty quickly. And with that Oakland series coming up, here's what it looks like. Wade LeBlanc against Frankie Montas. Mike Leake, Mike Fires, James Paxton, Daniel Mengden. He of the full windup. I was watching him the other night. Felix Hernandez against Edwin Jackson.
Oh, Edwin Jackson.
Great story, man.
3.
It's a great story. Ajax. Veteran, been around. Here's Hosmer's had a day. Broken bat pop up. Seager's got it. Two outs.
Hunter Renfroe has also had a day. He's driven in 4 runs. It's his 17th home run on the year.
Talking about Edwin Jackson, he is in his 16th year. 13 teams, 16 years, 100.
A lot of innings.
You betcha. 1,868. Made the All-Star team with Detroit back in 09. One-on-one. Again, Renfroe, 2 out, man at second. Mariners in the 7th inning will have Seager, Zunino, and Maben. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Elias trying to put him away. He does it here, 2-2. We were talking during the break. You don't lose any ground. The Mariners going to lose this game. You don't lose any ground, but make a good point. You don't pick up any ground either.
Right.
Time running short.
Checking those games off the calendar. Big weekend for the Mariners. Next 4 games in Oakland.
Popped up. Robbie will take care. Hitting over runner straight. We go 7-8-1 Padres. All right, Angie, thank you very much. 8-1 Padres, top 7. Luke Casey's still in there. What a ball game he's thrown. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. A run on 5 hits. What's been the most baffling thing that you think for the guys?
One of the things we heard about him is the deception, and you can see it through this delivery. There's been a lot of that. And, you know, you were talking about Sweeney earlier. He was talking about how you're going to shake your head wondering how you're not hitting this guy around the ballpark, but he has pitched well. 3.74 ERA coming into the game. Changeup has been a good pitch for him, but again, some deception in that fastball at the top of the zone, right around 90 miles an hour, has been a problem. Another changeup.
This time he's all fouled up. Kyle struck out twice today, already having a tough August, hitting a .183 this month coming into today's game. Seager, Zunino, Maben here in the 7th.
You know, really, it was similar to what we were seeing last night with Nix. Jacob Nix on the mound for the Padres, somebody that the Mariners had not seen. They scored the 1 run on a solo home run in the 9th inning by Nelson Cruz, and they have just the 1 run today. So offensively, it's not happening for him.
It's one of those things, man. 2 weeks ago, you look at the schedule, you're going, ooh, maybe. You know, they sit rubbing your hands, and then sure enough, whack, he gets smacked upside the head.
It's kind of been that way. You know, they
Seriously.
go in and they sweep Houston, and then they struggle with the Angels, and you know, then they struggle with the Rangers all the time. It's just kind of one of those things. It's just strange.
Nobody saw the 4 games at Houston.
Right. They had some guys that were injured, and they took advantage of it at the time, which is what you want to see. But then The teams that you would think, you mentioned it with the Padres, it's been a struggle for them.
Downs worked it to 3-2. Down he goes. Strikeout number 9, third time Kyle's Cade.
It's been on the off-speed pitch. This is not picking it up at all.
Oakland loses today. Houston wins. Updated to the moment. Yankees play later on tonight.
Sounds like it's going to be a while longer for Judge to get back from the disabled list. Still having an issue with that wrist.
Can't throw. That's just a humongous loss. They wrap up. The Yankees wrap up the series with the White Sox. They're up 2-1. Pitch to Zunino. Another good off-speed pitch. Hit the right field, getting foul. Actually, tonight will be the rubber match between the White Sox and the Yankees.
It'll be interesting in the National League, too, is to see where that Cy Young Award goes.
How about Nola, Scherzer, DeGrom?
Yeah.
Good luck. And you can make a case for each guy. Still with a lot of time left. Left field, or Renfro.
DeGrom is the interesting one for me because everybody remembering Felix.
Harkins back to 2010.
Yeah. When you look at his ERA and the strikeouts and all the things that he's doing, but he just can't win a ball game.
And then you look at all the sabermetric numbers and they jump out at you and you're going, whoa. Felix set the standard in that regard, and that's one of the things you can build the case on DeGrom. Max already has, 3 back-to-back with Washington. Quick 2 outs. Here's Cameron Maben. So here we are, 6 2/3 in. This is the longest stint for young Joey Lucchesi.
And DeGrom with a 1.68 ERA.
Hey, guy brought his glove over here to our right, made a nice catch, had it all the way too.
To show some range to his
left. Yeah, he did. Did a nice job.
But DeGrom, a 1.68 ERA. Nola at a 2.1.
Well, he had some good stuff last night against Washington.
Top of an innings pitch, strikeouts, all the things you want to see.
Scherzer's in there too, right?
Scherzer's right there. Yeah, Scherzer's leading in innings pitched, leading in strikeouts. ERA at a 2.2.
He got knocked out early last night.
He's having some tremendous years on the mound.
Three and 1. How about in the American League? Who do you like?
You know, I was thinking about that earlier this morning and thinking about Sale, but he's losing a lot of time on the disabled list right now. And what he's been doing. I mean, I think early on he was out in front of everybody with
that game he threw against the Mariners up there.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous.
He's lost a lot of time.
Right.
Starting to hear Kluber's name thrown around.
Now, you can make a case for number 39 in your Mariner bullpen.
50 saves.
There's a Elias going to get his second plate appearance, struck out his first time.
Eckersley, the last American League closer to win the Cy Young Award. Gagne in the National League.
How about this? Down the line, that's a fair ball. Rowanus Elias. First big league hit.
Fielder.
Elias will get the third. Maben to second with Maben getting the third. Single E7. I'm going to get that baseball. Throw it in.
Yeah. It's on a breaking ball too. Stayed on it, able to keep it fair.
Sale is, as I'm looking at some of these numbers.
How about Snell? The year he's having.
He's
they're trying to keep his innings down.
Yeah. So Lucchesi cannot get through 7. Leaves with runners at second and third. That big lead at 8-1.
Joey Lucchesi, former first-round pick in 2016. What a day he has had. Really good changeup today. His fastball at the top of the strike zone caused a lot of problems for the Mariners. It's the first time that they had seen him, and talked a lot about his delivery today, but the bottom line is he stayed away from walks, was able to throw a lot of strikes. Work his way through 6 2/3 overall. 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He is responsible for the 2 base runners. Had 9 strikeouts today and threw 108 pitches.
It was impressive. First time we get a chance to look at him. You can see why he put up numbers last year as the 2017 Padres minor league pitcher of the year. Trey Wingeter takes over.
Just 8 appearances for him. He's 11 strikeouts and 8 1/3. Opponents hitting 172. Fastball slider combination. Good fastball at 97 miles an hour.
But the hair looks like a combination of Colorado's John Gray and the Mets' Thor. Oof, fastball fouled off the catcher.
Yeah, 98 miles an hour.
Man.
Broke his mask.
Sure did.
Does he know where the backup is at?
Probably not. It's in a closet on the 3rd shelf to the left.
Well, back to the conventional mask.
Standard, yes, indeed. Standard issue. Yep. So a look of Noah Syndergaard and John Gray here with Trey Wingeter. 0-2 to Mitch. A walk and a single E7 have the Mariners set up second and third here with 2 outs. Good job to fight it off.
Yeah, 100 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone. He's got 98, 99, and now 100.
Every team's got a couple of 3 of them, right?
It seems like it. That's where today's game is at. Power arms in the bullpen.
That hit by Elias, first Mariner hit, as they put up 2 on the board in the 3rd inning.
First slider. We're talking about the American League Cy Young. Didn't mention Verlander. He'll be in the mix.
Good call.
Back-to-back sliders.
It's putting up a good fight against some big MPH numbers. Winginter from Huntsville, Alabama, 6'7", 200. 36th round pick of the Mariners in 2012. Padres 17th round in 15. Just his 9th game in the big leagues.
He's throwing hard and throwing strikes. 7 pitches, 6 strikes, and he's already touched 100.
Winginter thought he had it. He's looking for Jerry Lane's left hand to go up. He's got me all fouled up now. Then I thought maybe no, he's going to move the right hand. Second and third here. 2 outs and a 2-2 pitch. So full count. Let's see what gives here. 3-2 to Haniger. Bouncing ball cut off by Myers. Throws a little high, but Hosmer is able to maintain contact with the bag. Mariners threaten, don't score. 8-1 Padres. Lottery played today. Good look at the Star of India docked here in San Diego. Gorgeous day. Mariners on the short end. It's 8-1 Padres. Dave Sims with Mike Flowers. Right now we send you back to our studios and Angie Mentek. Angie? Angie Bill, thank you very much. There's Austin Hedges. Pops one up. Romine, who came in for the injured Segura, makes the play. One away here in the 7th. Time now for our cricket attendance for today's game. 20,266. Last night, 25,168 here. Beautiful Petco Park. There's Reyes. Walking back ground ball. Whoa. That gets away from Healy. And in at second is Reyes. E5. Looking for more family fun at the ballpark? Make sure you visit the Seattle Children's Playfield on the main concourse in center field. While you're there, stop by the Moose Den and have your photo taken with the best mascot in baseball. One out runner at second on E5. Travis Jankowski with a pinch run.
Jankowski started yesterday. Got a home run.
And did he? First pitch. Yeah. Took Felix out of the ballpark. Here's Margot. He's had a day. Home run, base hit to right, and an RBI double. Batting in the 8-hole. Jose Perella is on deck. Bat for the pitcher. We're going to retire Margot for the first time. There's Romine is there. Pinch hit here in the 7th.
Hitting in the pitcher's spot and getting loose. Aggressive swing on a fastball.
Pinch hit a lot?
I wouldn't say a lot, some.
Were you pretty aggressive? Get up there, hey man.
I learned that early on, struggling with it as a young player at this level, and there's some players, some veteran players telling me when you leave the bench, the first fastball you see, try to put a swing on it. Even if you miss or you foul it back, at least it gets you into the game and loosens you up. And
yeah, that's no time to sit there.
No, you can't work counts. You're going to get your one chance, and you have to let it go.
Off the end of the bat. Here's Healy. Woods race the bag. And that will do it. To the 8th inning we go. 8-1 Padres. Brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls, only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. Old train station here. San Diego, California. 8-1 Padres. They put it on the Mariners. 2 in the first. 1 in the second, 4 in the third, 1 in the fifth. The Mariners got a run in the first inning. Robbie Cano base hit and scored Segura. Here's Colton Brewer.
Just 4 appearances on the year. Hasn't given up a run. 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, couple of walks. Cutter curveball. Cutter at 93 miles an hour.
Andrew Romine.
His first plate appearance.
Came in when Segura fouled a ball off his leg, had to leave the game. Smart move, given the score and given the urgency of the next 4 games.
And hopefully they'll be able to calm that down and get him in the lineup tomorrow.
Need that stick because Segura had another multi-hit day, going 2 for 3. Andrew Romine getting a chance to swing the bat. Switch hitter, 204 overall, right-handed 250, 176 left-handed. Brewer, second man out of the pen today for Andy Green's Padres. Hit the other way, base hit. Nice job by Andrew Romine. Get the Mariners' 8th started.
Slow curveball and just served it in the left field.
23rd hit this season. That was his 109th at bat. Colton Brewer will now face a Robinson Cano. RBI single, strikeout looking, and a walk. Up and in, ball 1. Brewer, 6'4", 230, 25 years old, out of Dallas, 4th round pick by the Pirates in 2011. Padres signed him as a free agent last November. 2-0. Fouled off.
Pretty good cutter in on his hands. Also elevated above the belt, a little bit tougher. Try to get the barrel to it. Margot, the center fielder, shading towards left center.
That ball never had a chance.
A wild pitch. Bouncing well out in front of home plate.
Hedges clearly had a backup hockey goalie mask type available, so it's back to that. Robbie draws a walk, second in as many at bats. 2 on here in the 8th. Nobody out. It's another season of Beacon Plumbing High School football. It all kicks off September 6th. Don't miss the action all season long on Root Sports. Brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Mechanical. Stop freaking. Call Beacon. There's Nelson Cruz lined out to right, bounced into a double play and fly to left. Seventh most in franchise history, 158 home runs. Breaking ball, and not a good one. 1-1. Craig Stammen heating up. Doing one.
Brewer struggling with his command. Doesn't throw anything straight though. It's all cutters and curveballs. 13 pitches, just 5 strikes for him.
See if he leaves one up. He did. Backing up Margot, heading twisting and turning. It's at the base of the fence. Romine to third. He's going to come in and score. Nelson Cruz just pulverized that one for an RBI single. 8-2 San Diego. RBI for Nelly is 81st.
You cannot hit a line drive any harder than that. Little cutter out over the plate, full extension. Margot can cover some ground. Just turn around and watch it ricochet off the fence.
Isn't that the worst one they always talk about? Right at you?
Yeah, no chance. It was just hit too hard.
Mm-hmm. Darren Balsley, a pitching coach. .115.4.
Wow. That's one of the better ones we've heard this year.
Yes, it is. Well, anymore, it's the usual suspects at the top of that list. Nelly, Stanton, Judge.
Yeah.
See if Healy can get some of that action. 1 for 3 today. He hit one 105.6. Right back at the start of Joey Lucchesi. little scary sight. Got him.
He showed me something staying in the game.
Yeah, here. And the fact that he made the play, he was able to have enough that he could stumble around.
Then went right to the ground.
Yes. Is this a chill atmosphere or what? San
Diego. Yeah.
Man, this is awesome.
Exactly what it is.
Bouncing ball at third base. Myers, touch, throw, double play. Low 70s weather we'll get in Oakland, a big 4-game series. And you might be right too. They very well, they might not beat us in. They're coming from Houston. We're coming from San Diego. It'll be interesting to see who gets in first.
Good news, no rain in the forecast. Yeah.
Big applause. Seager trying to avoid the golden sombrero. Struck out 3 times today, all swinging and largely on breaking balls.
That was the off-speed pitch today. Joey Lucchesi, the left-hander.
Good run on that pitch. What a 1 to Kyle. Two and one. Cruz with an RBI here in the 8th. Cano an RBI in the 1st. Meanwhile, Padres banged out 8 runs on 12 hits.
Curveball, top of the strike zone. "21 pitches, just 10 strikes for Brewer."
Hold off, he did. They check with Vic Carapazza, third base umpire. H. Reynolds is next. Look at that, 391. Three-two pitch. There you go, to the gap. Ellie will score easily. And Seager with an RBI double. 8-3 ball game. Good to see the knock there. His 31st double, RBI number 72.
51 extra base hits on the year for Kyle. On the curveball, stayed on a curveball, 3-2 count, and drives it into the gap. That will be it for Brewer.
Step aside, 8-3. Mariners on the short end, making a little noise here in the 8th. offense there. 8-3, 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Stick around after the game. Mariners post-game presented by Alaska Airlines. Angie Mente, Bill Kruger. Have all of the post-game details and commentary. Scott Service, he had the new Edwin Diaz do yesterday. Watching Craig Stammen, who spent a lot of years, 7 years in Washington, in his second year here with the Padres.
This will be his 60th appearance, a 2.6 ERA, so having a good year for the Padres. Opponent's hitting just .226 against him.
Mike Zunino, the hitter.
Average fastball at 92 miles an hour and a slider.
Mike Z with a ground out to first, strikeout and a fly to left. Mike's the 6th man to the plate here. He's lost this afternoon in the rubber match at Houston. Tyler White with a walk-off homer in the 9th inning. Ball 2 strikes. Statement staying with the Sox, left over from Players Weekend, it appears.
After 3 pitches away, bust him inside, probably come right back with a slider away.
Statement, 34 years old, North Star, Ohio, his hometown, place of birth. And Mike takes a called 3rd strike. A couple runs on the board for the Mariners to make it an 8-3 game. The Athletics earlier, walk-off homer, Tyler White. Next stop for the Mariners will be Oakland, California. Good weather expected up there. Temperature in the 70s. 4 really big games. Coming up here in the bottom of the 8th inning is going to be the top of the order against Roenis Elias, who took over back in the 4th inning. Ransmo Ramirez, 3 innings, 7 runs, all earned, 9 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And Elias, since then, giving up 1 run on 3 hits.
A couple of changes for the Mariners. Heredia in the game. He'll take over in left field. Haniger moves to right, so Nelson Cruz out. And Chris Herman is going to do the catching. So that's
Save
it for
those
Mike.
legs.
Yeah, that's it for Mike Zunino.
Freddie Galvis, leadoff man. Freddie today, his 5th plate appearance. Got an infield hit against the shift to open up the 1st inning.
That service was looking for Elias to give him some innings, and he's been able to do that. 60 pitches in the ball game. 41 strikes. He has saved the bullpen, giving up just the 1 run.
Big swing and a miss by Freddie. One thing is for sure, when we leave here, get on a plane to the Bay Area, you're not going to need any decoder ring. You know what's in front of you.
That's exactly right. It's about as simple as that, isn't it? At the point of the season. 4 critical games with the A's. Time you leave that ballpark for the homestand, you'll be in September.
Which, that's the other thing that's sort of like, I know I missed some time earlier because of stupid injury, but my gosh, this season has flown by.
We'd like to see them take care of their business in Oakland and have a good homestand.
Baltimore coming in.
Yeah, starting with Baltimore.
Jump on them.
Team that has struggled.
Get the Yankees for 3 and then get these guys for 2. Labor Day when the Mariners are playing the Orioles. Swing and a miss. Galvis is gone. The Yankees will be at the Athletics before they come to the Mariners.
Able to get him on a breaking ball. Pretty good battle out in front of it.
Big strikeout for Elias.
It's actually a changeup.
A lot of interesting things weaving through this schedule. Who's playing who and when. Furious. 2-hit day for the young man. 2 for 4. First big league hit, 3rd inning. Foul back. Houston just took 2 out of 3 from the Athletics. They get the Angels coming to town. And that's a 4-game series. Then they get the Twins for 3. Then they go on the road to the Red Sox and Tigers. It's a heck of a matchup right there. The Red Sox.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Mike. I'm hanging my hat on this. I've seen wild things dating back to childhood. Up 6.5 with 12 to play. So the Mets do it in 07. Up 7 with 17 to play. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Ooh, under the glove of Seager. Couldn't get it. The day this young man's going to remember. Luis Arias.
Three base hits for him. His major league debut yesterday was 0 for 3 with a walk.
Had some good plays in the field. They stopped by Chris Herman.
Will Myers hitless today. He walked and scored a run, but 0 for 3.
Looking at the Houston schedule, they have 6 series against sub 500 teams in September.
Yeah, and they're getting healthier by the day. Outside of Morton going on the disabled list, but the position players that they've been missing: Springer, Altuve, Correa, McCann. McCann.
He'll be back soon.
Yeah, he's out on a rehab now.
Month of September, Houston plays the Red Sox winning record, Mariners winning record. That's it.
Diamondbacks.
And a Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Really liking that National League West. You got Zona and Colorado, 2 teams we've seen a lot of. Dodgers a game back. We saw way too much of them.
Right.
And the National League's not as potent as the American League either. As Myers walks.
I don't know. Do you have a favorite out of the bunch?
I think Colorado.
I was thinking that too, just the way they swing it. Play pretty good defense.
And the pitching's better than I thought. And Matt Holliday just came back, and I think
bringing up some energy. Hit home run for him the other day.
He did. Energy, experience, good guy, tough guy. And her pitching's better than I thought it was going to be. And I don't think Bud Black will panic either.
Oh, I don't think so. Mel Stottlemyre out at the mound. Elias appears to be running on fumes right now.
I tell you what.
He's trying to get through this inning. Nobody getting loose in the pen. He has thrown 76 pitches.
Got a hat, tip it to him.
Yeah, 50 strikes.
Problem now is Hosmer, who's hot today, 3 for 4.
What about the West, too? I just feel that the Dodgers are going to have a run.
Yeah, you feel them lurking?
Yeah, I do. They're just too close, you know.
Right.
Just a game back.
They can keep Jansen healthy. That'll improve their chances. Mariners top of the 9th will have 9, 1, and 2 in the order coming up. On 1 to Hosmer, RBI single first inning. Hard hit single to left in the 3rd. Base hit to right in the 4th. Popped out to Seager in the 6th. Herman's glove. Boy, what a change of scenery. Kansas City, couple of World Series appearances, win one, lose one, win one, and then come to San Diego. Great town, but 51 and 83. That's Story of Eric Hosmer starting the day at 250, hitter with 13 homers, 55 runs batted in.
Well, you know, the thing about it is he was certainly aware of all of that, and I think for him, I'm sure he looked into it, but feels that in a few years, like some of the prospects, that they'll get better. That's tough when you're used to winning like that.
They broke up that gang of theirs, that's for sure. Lorenzo Cain starring in Milwaukee, but Moustakas is up there now. Right to Healy. As Elias drop down sidearm. They get the out. The runners move up, 2 down. Two outs, bottom of the 8th. Renfroe, sacrifice fly in the first, 3-run homer in the 3rd. Since then, a fly to right and a pop to second. Runners at second and third. Here's a 1-0.
Yep, taking a little bit more time in between pitches. Pitching out of the bullpen. 83 pitches this afternoon.
It's 3-0 here. Body heating up in the pen. It's going to get out of it. Who's going to take charge? It's going to be Healy. Here we go. Last licks for the Mariners. 9-1 and 8-9-1 coming up. It's 8-3 Padres. Great Tony Gwynn. Overlooking the 8-3 lead for the Padres. Oakland, that's next stop, and Biggie's here, boy. Let me tell you, Wade LeBlanc, Frankie Montas, Mike Leake, Mike Fires, James Paxton, and Daniel Megden, and Felix Hernandez against Edwin Jackson. Big time games. Jose Castillo takes over. 22-year-old out of the same hometown as Felix Hernandez, Valencia, Venezuela.
25 appearances, a 3.16 ERA, 34 strikeouts, and 25 2/3. Opponents hitting just 159. Upper 90s fastball and a slider.
He's a rookie. Signed back in 2012 with Tampa Bay as Cameron Maben trying to get his way on here. Urias going back. 1 out. Here's Ben Gamble. He'll pinch hit for Elias. Then pinch hit last night, 8th inning, fly to center. Good run for him this year, pinch hitting. Two and one.
Able to lay off the slider, see if we can get a fastball. Something out over the plate.
Three and one. And Shanager's on deck. Ben works a walk. Back to the top of the order. The Chaniger. 1 for 4 day for him.
Fouls it off his foot.
Good numbers on the road. One and two here to pitch.
Even though his fastball's at 97 today, he really likes that breaking ball. A lot of sliders from him. 12 pitches, 7 strikes.
One two pitch. Inside.
Missing with the slider.
Castillo, AA, AAA last year combined for a 3-1 record. A 2.05 ERA. High fly ball left field. Stand in the yard. Renfroe with the catch. 2 down. Bring up Andrew Romine. Took over for Segura. Fouled the ball off his low extremity. Had to leave the game. Andrew got a base hit. 8th inning. Came around to score. on the Cruz base hit.
Switch hitter, picked up a base hit hitting left-handed. He'll turn around and hit right-handed.
Strike one. Foul ball. So the Mariners down to their last strike. 2 outs. Runner at first, down 8-3. Up high. Gamble takes second in difference. Swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. These 2 days, these 2 games, not exactly what Mariner Nation had hoped for. Come to San Diego and get swept in 2. Not good, but a chance to make up. Going head-to-head with Oakland starting tomorrow.
That being said, it's right there, just as you said. Mariners now 5.5 back of Oakland. They have the 4 games starting tomorrow. Big series for them, so hopefully they'll pitch well and find a way to score some runs.
Here, here. They can't keep them down too much longer like this. Everybody gear up for tomorrow night and the weekend series. For Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Good to be with you this afternoon. Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines starts right now with Angie and Bill.